Welcome back to the channel. Today I am going to talk through my injury recovery process. I'll specifically talk through 3 key movements or exercises that have really helped my recovery with my back. I'm just going to talk through a little bit more about my injury, what I did wrong, what I'm now doing right as well. Before I go into that, I just want to make it clear, I'm not a specialist. I've got no background in physio or anything like that, but obviously I'm just going to talk through what my experience is and what things have helped me relieve the pain and get my movement back slowly. So for those of you that don't know, I've got 2 herniated discs in my back. I'll put the MRI image up on the screen here. 2 herniated discs. What that basically means is my disc is split. So the fluid that was in the disc has come out. The discs are now dehydrated and they're deformed. And the fluid that left is now kind of hardened and calloused, and that's what's pushing out onto my nerve, as you can see somewhat from the MRI here. And for those of you that watched the last video, you will know that I was pretty much spending most of my time lying down on my living room floor, and I was very restricted with my movement. My pain was very severe at the time. I was struggling to get out of bed in the morning. At night when I'd go into bed, I was struggling to get into bed because the bed's a little bit unstable compared to like a solid flat surface. So that instability would be painful to get into the bed as well. Even lying down flat on my back and just breathing would hurt. As I would breathe in with my leg straight in front of me, breathing in would cause pain through my sciatic nerve just from inhaling. Now the reason for that, when my back first went, I spent 4 weeks trying to continue everything I was doing. So I was still climbing, still playing hockey. I was doing both of those 4 times a week each, which was not a wise thing to do. And the only way I was able to do those continuously for those 4 weeks was by trying to stretch my back out. Now, the way I tried to do that is exactly the opposite of what I should have been doing, funnily enough. I would do things that involved a lot of flexion. So flexion is basically where you bring your head to your toes, you kind of lean forward, for example, or you lift your leg up straight in front of you. That puts your back into flexion. So what I was doing was hamstring stretches to try and loosen off the pain. I would bend forwards to a point about this far, really just hinge to this angle, and I'd feel a lot of pain in my back and down my leg. And then I would just go back up, and then I would go further down this next time, feeling a lot of pain still, and just keep doing that repetitively until what tended to happen was I'd have no pain after a little while, or a lot less pain, and I was able to bend and move forward more. That is the exact opposite of what you should do, so do not do that. Like I say, make sure you see a specialist first. Depending on your symptoms will dictate what exercises are going to be best for you at the time. As I've improved my condition and become more mobile more recently, my exercises have adapted and evolved slightly with that, in line with what my physio, my specialist has been telling me to do. Speaking of which, I want to give him a shout out again, Kieran McPhail. He climbs at the gym at Euston Wall, so he's pretty local to that area. His physio is based near Marylebone, Baker Street area. So if you're in London and you've got back pain, I highly recommend you go and see Kieran about it. So yes, before I saw Kieran, I did that for 4 weeks, like I say, the complete opposite of what I should have been doing, right up until I ended up unable to move. So there came a day where I did those stretches and I would not loosen off at all. I would just be in immense pain and my movement was awful. And it was at that point where I stopped and rested. Now, what happened then is that because I had gone from doing a load of exercise very regularly, very consistently, my body was moving a lot. I went from that to then not being able to move at all. What happened was it started to restrict my movement even further. Just from the fact that I stopped moving, my body kind of tightened up a lot more. And yeah, I was very immobile for quite a long period of time. Now, in order to resolve that, I eventually saw Kieran and got a lot of advice in terms of what I should be doing. That's when I found out everything that I had done was the exact opposite of what I should be doing. So to give you a demonstration of what's going on my back and why what I was doing is wrong, I'm going to use my knuckles or my fists to replicate the vertebrae, and I'm going to use this little toy as an indication of what my disc is doing. So if you imagine I'm facing this way, these are my vertebrae in my back, and the disc is in the middle of them. When I was hinging forwards, leaning this way, what's happening is this. You can see that the disc gets pushed back, and on this side of my hand is where my nerve is. So all I was doing is pushing my disc further and further onto my nerve, making it a lot worse. So the exercises that I'm now doing are doing the opposite of that. They're trying to get me to be in a bit more extension positions, which does the opposite by going this way. You can see the disc moves forward. So that is what we need to do to resolve the problem and pull the disc away from the nerve. It just takes a lot of time, a lot of patience, and a lot of diligence and discipline to keep doing the exercises that you're given. So that's what's going on in my back. Yeah, I'm going to talk through 3 things that I've done, 3 exercises that have really helped me out a lot. First thing I like to do when I wake up is this stretch here. It's very simple. On all fours, on your knees, hands in front. Keep your back neutral and your neck neutral as well in this position, and literally just rock back and forth. Really small movements, very steady in this position. And I find that just really releases a bit of tension through the nerve and eases the pain. And what it does is it stops my glute from contracting. Because what's been happening is I would have my glute be very tight because of the sciatica, and then because my glute is really tight, it then makes it more friction around the sciatic nerve, making it even worse again. So it's like a spiral effect downwards, and this kind of helps relieve that and loosen the glute off as well, which then allows me to move a bit more. So just rocking forwards and backwards very slowly on all fours in this position. That is one exercise that helped me a lot. Second one, this was a bit of a game changer for me. Initially, I was lying flat on the floor completely with my legs in front. So I'd lie on my back, legs would be flat in here, and I would actually be in pain from inhaling. So when I breathe in, it would create internal pressure that would push on my nerve from the inhalation because my legs were on the floor. So what Kieran told me to do is put my legs up here, either on a med ball or on a chair or whatever you have, something where your legs will be at 90 degrees to the rest of your body. And then when you lie flat, it just takes all the strain from the weight of your legs off of your lower back, allowing you to relax a lot more. So that's what I've done. I can now breathe freely in this position without any pain at all. But yeah, literally just lying down on my back initially, flat on the floor with my legs flat, that used to cause me pain. So this was basically the only position I could be in to be comfortable to begin with. So this really helps as well, just to relax. And if you're resting during the day and sitting down is painful like it is for me, or lying down with your legs flat on the floor, elevating your legs like this is going to be extremely comfortable for you. So I'd recommend that as well. So that's exercise number 2. And then the third one that I find has really helped is literally just walking. So getting up, getting out, once I've done those stretches and lay down in that position for a bit longer, walking around, normally after about 10 minutes or so, I feel my body loosen off and the pain eases. I kind of start off with a bit of a limp each morning, obviously because my body's stiff from the lack of movement. But once I've walked for about 10, 15, 20 minutes, it starts to ease off a lot, and I can walk very freely and start moving much better. So yeah, it kind of resets every day, as I'm sure you'll experience if you have similar pain. But yeah, when you do a little bit of stretching, particularly the one on all fours, particularly lying down with your legs in the air, it will just ease the tension through that sciatic nerve and allow you to move more freely. Then you can progress to walking, and the walking will really help to loosen things off. And once you start to feel a bit looser, you can start, bending down to reach for things to pick up off the floor, for example. Just different movements that will then not feel as painful. You probably see already, even me being in this position, last video I was nowhere close to doing that. So yeah, I'm a lot more comfortable. I'm slowly progressing back to where I was. Hopefully I'll be able to make some climbing content soon. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, for this video, they're the 3 things that have really helped me with my sciatica. And yeah, I'm progressing towards being back to being fit again. So it's a long, slow process, but just stick to it and you will get there eventually. There's light at the end of the tunnel. So obviously I've not been climbing, so I've not been making any climbing content recently, but I have gone back through some old videos. I made some hiking videos back in the summer and never finished day 5 and 6 of that in like a vlog style format. So I've edited 2 of those that I'll release soon as well, but I've also made highlights of those days. So much shorter, more engaging content, which basically shares all the fun parts, the highlights of those hiking days, which I'm going to share with you soon in some coming videos. But also looking to release a video of how I went from climbing from V0 to V8. I think that'd be quite helpful for people that are looking to improve their climbing through the grades, so I'm going to share that as well. And the idea of that as well is because since I've not climbed for quite a long time, it's going to be a long time again before I start climbing. My ability and my finger strength of climbing is going to be very low, so I'm not sure what the hardest grade will be that I can climb, but I want to then see if I apply what I discuss in my V0 to V8 video, how long will it take me to then be back at V8 and then pushing V9, V10 and so on. So yeah, that's the plan going forward. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Really appreciate it. Helps me out a lot. But most importantly, as always, make sure you grab life by the plums, and I'll see you in the next one.